Rise and shine. Welcome back. We're getting ready together. And if you're like, where the hell are you? I'm in the Gold Coast. And you will see this trip in the vlog. Cheers. Oh, I haven't had a coffee today. I had a hot chocolate at brekkie. Oh my God. And ice is going down a treat because it is sunny here. Wait, let me show you my view. What? Oh my God, it's hot. I need to close that. This is also not a tutorial. So if you are after the makeup products that I'm putting on my face, go back on the channel. There will be a makeup tutorial with all the products linked and like an actual makeup-y video. This is just a yap because I'm in a chatty mood and I put a Q&A box up on my Insta and you guys have come through with some interesting topics. I say interesting and I just saw one that was super like, oh, do I answer that or do I shut up? But I'll answer it. I'm just trying to concoct my foundation. I need to have some kind of mirror so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna use my bronzer mirror. Maybe that is gonna be a good substitute. Yeah. Anyway, I think I might actually start with that question because why not? This person has asked and they've not said, it's not controversial. It just says, what are your thoughts on the recent drama of influencers being rude to their fans? And I did see this video on TikTok. I don't know who it was about and I'm not gonna name any other influencers in this video. I don't believe that influencers should be rude to their fans. The same way when I worked my corporate job, I didn't believe that I should be rude to my clients. The same way that when I was 16 and working at Woolies, I didn't think I should be rude to the customers that I was serving. We have our job because of our communities and I personally wouldn't want to be rude to anybody. I also personally haven't had an experience with another influencer where I've thought, fuck, she's a bitch, or fuck, that was rude, or I need to then go and tell my partner or tell my friends and speak about it. Like any industry, there might be people that like you don't get along with, but I don't believe that it's any different. I think that I saw more beef in the workplace when I worked corporate, truly. There are things that happen in the corporate space, and if you work corporate or 9 to 5, you get what I'm saying with that. As for what are my thoughts? I think sometimes you can catch people on a bad day. Sometimes they might be shy and that might come across as rude. I'm not making excuses for people, but I do think give them grace. Even when someone has been rude to me, not necessarily an influencer, but if I've been, going through the checkout at Coles or someone serving me somewhere else has, not been the brightest or bubbliest, I just think maybe they're having a bad day, Someone toots at you in traffic, I'm thinking they might be in a rush, give them grace. I don't necessarily think that then means that that particular person is nasty or is rude. And also, I think it's an important reminder that there's always 3 sides to kind of a story, right? Someone's version of events, the other one's version of events, and then the truth somewhere in between. So I don't think that I take that too seriously. I saw the video, I scrolled on. I don't usually do this anymore, but I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I am putting concealer brush to my face. That is not how I would usually do it. I would usually take my brush and then, and we're gonna answer another question. I actually had multiple questions about dating, and I had, how do you cope with dating? Struggling to find my person and losing hope. I had, what's one thing you have learnt dating-wise in your 20s? I have another, tips for dating in 2025. It's rough out here. And I hear you guys loudly and clearly. I think I had a bit of an epiphany before I went to South Korea. I was like, I'm in a relationship, but I believe that a lot of my audience is single and is still dating and is still looking for their person. And so I put out a podcast episode and I will show you, it's this one. Go and give it a listen. There's 10 tips or 7 tips, I can't remember exactly, don't quote me on that, in that. And I try not to give you, the same recycled advice where it's like, oh, it'll happen when you least expect it. I do believe that dating does need action and intention, and you do need to put yourself out there. But I also believe in taking a break if it's not the right thing for you. I also believe in really getting clear on your values and what you want so that it's easier in the process. That's not to say that there's not, you know, rubbish in the dating pool. There is definitely rubbish in the dating pool. There's lots of things in the dating pool actually, but I truly do believe that you can enjoy the process. And before I met my current partner, I was enjoying the process. I was having fun. I was collecting data. I was enjoying it and taking all the pressure off myself. Even though I was the oldest I had been, I was 30 or 31. I really wanted my person too. And for the first time, I wasn't trying to date to like fill a void or like find someone out of fear of being alone. It was like, only if they complement my life, only if this person is a fuck yes, do I want to be with them. And so it is possible, and I hope you can have my story as hope, but please listen to that episode. Moving along, we have dream travel destination and why. And I've got two answers. I have New York. It's just always been on my bucket list. It's been a place that I feel called to. Like, I can't explain that. I think when I think about it, the insides of my body are like, you need to go, hurry up. I would like to go maybe for like my mum's 60th next year and go with her. That would be really special. I would love to go solo. I would also love to go with my partner. So maybe I go a few times, but I just kind of need to figure out the logistics. And then the other place I really, really want to go is South Africa. And I really want to go to do some safari. Everyone that I have met who has been to South Africa has told me beautiful things about it. So I'm like, I need to see that with my own eyes too. Advice on introducing my boyfriend to my WOG parents. Oh, I feel like this is hard because I have my parents, and my parents were not strict. My parents were very chill, and they were very open to me bringing home who I was dating. They were very open and welcoming and fine when my sister came out as gay. Like, my parents, I think, even though they are of Greek and Italian descent, they're not like super traditional, and we're obviously not super religious either, so I am grateful for that. What I would say to you though is figure out which parent you are like closer to and like drop it in conversation. Just be like, hypothetically, if I was dating someone and I wanted to like bring them to meet you for dinner, or I would say maybe even the coffee outside of the house first. I don't know what the vibe is. Just what would that, how would that land? And see what they say. And then see if that parent can then like soften the other parent. That's what I would do if I had stricter parents. But good luck. I hope that you can be open and not have to like hide it. And I think that's one thing that I really loved about my upbringing. I felt like I could always go to my parents, even if I made a mistake, even if I did the wrong thing, even if I had well, obviously there were things I definitely kept from them, but if I felt like I needed their help and I knew that like it could get me in trouble, I still would have gone to them. And yeah, I just think that's the better way to go about it, because I don't know if I have any parents watching me, when you like restrict your kids, they go and do it behind your back anyway. So better to be open, I think. Yeah, I say that now, childless. Who knows how I'll be as a mum, if I get to be a mum. If that happens, who knows? I'm really stressing about how this makeup looks because the lighting in here is really not doing me any wonders. But it's okay, we'll make it work. Oh, can you please share your skincare routine and or what I eat in a day video? Skincare, yes. I feel like I need to do an updated skincare. I will get to that in a coming Sunday night video, so stay tuned, girl. As for what I eat in a day, I really am torn on that because I think I share a lot of food that I eat. You guys see, you see some snacks that I have, you see some dinners that I have, you see some Uber Eats that I get, you see takeaway, you see breakfast, my Weet-Bix. Yeah, I think I do show a lot, but I don't know, I just think if I make like a dedicated like what I eat in a day, I feel like it could impact like impressionable people, and then they think, oh, maybe I need to eat exactly like that so I can look like her, when in reality, we all have different nutrient needs, we all have different intakes, we all have different activity levels, we all have different bodies, hormones, and I think it like teeters a line, and I really like Rachel Dillon. Rachel Dillon does it very well. I follow her and she shares like what I eat in a day, and it's not triggering to me, it definitely isn't, but then I think when I had issues with food and when I was struggling with my body, like stuff like that could be triggering, and I just don't feel good about making the content. So that's why I have never made them, and I've spoken about them before and it just hasn't landed or felt like, yeah, this is like what I really want to do. I would love to do something a bit more creative with my makeup, given, you know, it's like a special occasion, but I don't have that kind of time. I actually need to check out of this apartment in half an hour. And here I am filming a YouTube video, taking my sweet ass time. I love this question. I'm no longer interested in wearing mini skirts and crop tops to bars, but also don't want to look like a mum. Please suggest pieces or brands. All right, firstly, nothing wrong with looking like a mum. Also, love that you're embracing like the change in your style. I feel like outside of the gym, I am leaning away from crop stuff, which is interesting because I really loved crop stuff, but I'm gonna honor what I wanna wear. As for brands, my favorite top brands who I think I continually go and either shop from, some I'm lucky enough to work with, are PETAL and Pup. I love them. They have gorgeous winter stuff and stuff that is like cute and can be either worn out, but also stuff that can be worn like corporate or at work, or if you want to go out for a nice dinner. I love winter fashion. I do think winter fashion is more versatile than say summer fashion, so check out them. I also really like Kukai. I also am loving Wear Junie. I just found out about that brand in South Korea. Some other places that I've been loving and I didn't order before South Korea, Perfect Stranger, love them. I love, where else do I usually go that like pulls me in? Hello? Why is my brain not working? Let me also pop some on the screen that I'm not thinking of right now and just check them out. Is anything gonna come to me? Maybe I need a sip of coffee. I've been awake since 5:30. She's a little sleepy. This one is so cute. Will you ever introduce us to your boyfriend with a crying face? You have to understand, like, I chose this job and I chose this career and I don't want to push his boundaries. I want to respect him. I love that man to death, right? If he is not comfortable in front of a camera, I don't want to put pressure on him. Like, I think I want to respect his boundaries, and if there is things he's comfortable with, you guys will know. He let me call him for the podcast last week, or yeah, last Sunday. You can go and listen to that. It's the South Korea recap with my boyfriend. He also helped me shoot all my content in South Korea. He helps me take videos. He helps me take content. He actually said, you can post that video. And I checked with him before I posted it, the one on the escalator. But I know he's warming up. In saying that, there are things that like one day, I hope that I marry this man, and I hope that we have kids together, and I hope that he's my forever person. And I just don't think there's a world where, you know, we're possibly getting married and then I'm not sharing that. I feel like perhaps by that point we might be really comfy. Do you know what I mean? So please just like bear with me and just come along for the ride, and know that I will share things when I can, and I will share things when he's comfortable, and please just like trust my word, all right? Ooh, advice for someone living alone for the first time since a breakup. I hope you're okay. I'm so sorry that you are going through that. That is a big, big shock to the system. Terrible to go through a breakup anyway, but after you've been living in the same house, hang on, wait, let me do the lip liner. Sorry. But after you've been living in the same house and then having to rebuild and readjust, firstly, give yourself some grace, because what you are going through is heavy and hard and not easy at all. I also want you, did I not bring? You're joking. Oh my God. I was like, did I not bring a setting spray? Secondly, after you're done giving yourself grace, I also want you to make sure that you're leaning on your friends, your family, that you are getting that emotional support. And then I want you to start having fun with yourself and trying to get your spark back, because It feels like it's gone in those moments and it feels like it's never coming back, but I promise you it's under there. You're still you are still connected to yourself. Even if you don't feel the best right now, it will pass and it will get better. When it comes to a breakup, I like to look at it as like a glow up, because it is a breakup, even though it is so brutal and teaches you so much and is so heartbreaking, can also be one of the biggest evolutions of yourself, and can also be one of the best moments to find out what it is that you really enjoy in life. Find out the things that make you happy, that get you creative, that excite you to get out of bed in the morning. I've always been like the even better version of myself after breakups that I've gone through. I will say, I feel like I'm the best version of myself now because I'm with a partner that supports me, but when I've been single and I've come out of that hurt and I've used it to fuel my fire, it has been life-changing and incredible. And I don't know what that looks like for you. I don't know if it is, I don't know if you're living in the same house that you were living in. If you can, fresh environment, new space would be good for you, but trying to just create new memories. So whether that is doing things like classes, signing up to things, some solo dates, maybe it's changing or getting into some fitness or physical activity. Maybe it's doing a little staycay in your state. I have come to the Gold Coast for work today and it has shifted my mood so significantly. Not that I was not feeling, well, I mean, I had a bit of winter blues already in Melbourne and we're not even fucking in winter yet. But I've come here and I'm like, oh my God, the Gold Coast has healed me. So maybe it's a sign to like have that to look forward to. There are many things that you can do. My podcast episode that came out with Valerie, the listener wrote in about trying to get her spark back. That might be a good podcast for you to listen to as well. I like that we have some crossover with the YouTube and the podcast content. It works because I can be like, listen to this one, listen to that one. Okay, I might answer one more question and then we need to get ready, as in get dressed, and we need to pack this apartment and I need to get out of here. I will show you the fit. I'm here for Peppermayo and Jazz Handmade. They very kindly sent me my outfit. They covered my flights. I booked my own accom and we're going to Tommy's for lunch, which is a beautiful Italian place here in the GC. This is interesting with my contacts in. Usually I put my contacts in after I'm done with the mascara. I felt like they were going to slide out. They won't slide out. Also, this is that mascara. Silence while I'm doing the mascara, sorry. I don't know if I've done my makeup well. We'll find out when we go outside. Ooh, how to have that convo about wanting to be in a relationship with the guy you're seeing. Oh, that gives me nerves. I think to get some vulnerability, you need to give a little vulnerability. What I mean by that is, instead of just going, what are we? I reckon you say to him, hey, I really like you. I don't want to date anybody else. I'm happy to see where this goes in a committed relationship. And I just want to see where your head's at. I just want to understand how you're feeling. And then I think 3 things can happen. 1, he either says, oh my God, yes, I feel the same way. Happily ever after. 2, he says, I see that, but I might not be there right now. And then you get to decide if you want to give them a little bit more time to meet you where you are. Or they say, oh, that's not what I want. And well, yes, that ending hurts, but that gets you closer to being with the right person who does want the same thing as you. Sometimes we delay that conversation because we're scared of what they're going to say and we're scared that it'll upset the current situation. But if you know that you want something, go after it fiercely. You can't expect someone else to be open with you if you're not being open with them, which is why I think you need to lead by example and say, I like you, I want this. And if they don't want the same thing, that is also not a bad thing. I still think all 3 of those outcomes are better because you get clarity and you understand where you are actually at, truly. Now, I'll quickly get changed and then I'll say goodbye. Okay, I've got the olive tee on. Isn't this just me? An oversized tee with a gorgeous print. I love it. It is quite oversized. I have tucked it into my bra just for the vibe and just for the look. And then my jeans are the timeless jeans. They're wide leg. I'll show you. I really need to pack up and leave, but I've got on these shoes. I'll take a black bag and go to the vlog. Well, the vlog will be up tomorrow. You can see what we get up to. But thanks for getting ready with me. Thank you for your questions. I love you guys and I'll see you tomorrow.